matter where it's on. Even when the enemy brings the drama on, I'ma get past that, I'm so informed. I cry, but I know I'll smile at dawn. Yeah, I read your word and let your back go.
Previously on Man Cave.
Our environment has been highly sexualized. So virtually everything around you is talking about something sexual. You see men that because they've lost their job, they're going back home, they can't tell their wife they've lost their job. That's lack of psychological safety.
I want to ask about, is intimacy possible without strong financial background?
What then is intimacy? Intimacy. Okay, you see, from the word itself, about if you want to go to the etymology of the word, it's from the Latin word called intimus.
No,
Intimus means inner or innermost.
Hi, talk to me, daddy.
Previously.
Okay, good evening. And welcome back to Common Sense for Relationships. Relationships. Okay, good evening, everybody, and welcome back. Yes, from all around the world, wherever you're joining us from, thank you so much for joining us today. You know, on this channel, we bring you valuable information to help you make better decisions in your life and in your relationships in particular. Yes. And this episode of Common Sense of Relationships, we have Sisterhood. Woo-hoo-hoo! Yes, last week was Man Cave. I almost said brotherhood. Last week was Man Cave, and it was interesting. You know, it was something else. Anyway, you saw the highlights. It was beautiful, and this week it's Sisterhood, and we are going to touch on a very important topic. But first of all, I'd like to welcome everybody. I can see that as always, some of you came online on time. Some came even before the show started. Debbie, shout out to you. I would like to see the initial comments starting from Debbie. So please, let's scroll up. Thank you very much. So Debbie, thank you so much for joining early. And then I see Ihianyi Chukwu says, good evening. Hi, Ihianyi. And you can also tell us where you're joining us from. So you could just put the name of your city or your country, you know, just to help us know. Emmanuel, good to be here. Yes, thank you. It's good to have you here. Edikan, yes, awesome, beautiful. The song is by Anietie Bature. Yes. Everybody should know that. And let's see. Okay, so that's the comments. That's all the comments that we have for now. It's really good to have everyone here. It's been quite an interesting week, you know. And here we are again, this time around Sisterhood. If you're wondering what this is about, it's about ladies gathering, ladies talking about the issues that concern us and the men who love us. In other words, it concerns both genders. So this is not a gathering for only ladies. Our brothers are welcome, our friends are welcome, our husbands are welcome, fathers, cousins. So if you have not yet invited your friend or your cousin or your brother, all these people I mentioned, please go ahead and send the link to them and let them know, hey, something really important is about to be discussed and it would be good for you to join in. And I'd just like to find out, is there anybody here who has not yet subscribed to this channel? I'll ask you, Biko, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? It is so important for you to subscribe so that anytime we put up new content, you'll be one of the first to know. That way, you don't miss anything that we put out there. So please go ahead and subscribe if you have not done so. And at this point, I would like to acknowledge the efforts of some special people, right, on what we call the Zilly Challenge. I mean, people that have decided that, hey, we're going to line up with you guys, we're going to come on board with you guys, and we're going to help you to put the word out, to push this message as far as possible. We really appreciate them. But today we will acknowledge those who, for the month of September, yes, who were the most outstanding in this effort. Yes, actually, for the month of October. Thank you. So these are our winners, and we have the first person there is Idong Esit Iyang. I hope I am saying well. This is the time when I will know whether I need glasses or not. Idong Esit Iyang is our number one winner, first, and her prize is 15,000 naira. Idong Esit, congratulations. Let's applaud. Let's clap for her. You've done a good job. Thank you for being consistent. Thank you for being there with us through this journey. And then the next person is somebody whose name I cannot see. Somebody read this for me, please. Maybe my guest will help me. Amora Achibong. Thank you very much. Amora Achibong. And her prize is 10,000 naira. I need to see my doctor. Congratulations, Amora. And the third person is Ezekiel Asukwo. Thank you. And the prize is 7,000 naira. Yes, the others have prizes as well, but we'd really like to celebrate these top winners, these top performers on the Zilly Challenge. Thank you for all you do, and thanks to everyone else for being part of the Zilly Challenge. Thank you. We really appreciate you. Okay, so I'd like to move right on to introduce, first of all, the topic. And then after that, I'm going to go on to introduce the guests. Our topic for this week is what to do with your mouth. What to do with your mouth in relationships. So if you would like to, just jump the gun and go ahead and tell me what people should be doing with their mouth in relationships, please go ahead and type your comments on Facebook, on YouTube. Go ahead and type your comment and let's see. Just give us some of your thoughts on what people should do with their mouths in relationships, okay? And the subtext for that is effective communication in relationships. That's what we're going to be looking at. And I'm not alone because it's part of the should call it the fabric of sisterhood, that we are not alone. You will always find another sister. In fact, we have some terminologies like that, some phrases, some cliches like help a sister out. So a sister cannot receive help if there's no other sister in the vicinity. So I am not alone today. I have a special guest with me, and her name is Omobola Adekola. Yes, you are welcome, Omobola.
Thank you.
I'll tell you a lot about her, actually. Omobola is a lawyer and an international trade advisor. So if you are trying to do international trade and you need advice, she's the person to talk to. She is the managing partner of Campion and Brawley Solicitors, a corporate and commercial law firm based in Lagos, Nigeria. She has extensive experience in handling corporate and commercial transactions, having provided transactional advisory services to diverse range of clients over the years. She advises institutions on corporate structures of businesses, cross-border investments. I hope people are hearing all this. International trade, corporate governance, and best practices, and legal intricacies of financial matters. This is just beautiful. It's even Omobola is a graduate of the Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife. Nigeria, and was called to the Nigerian bar in 2007. She holds a master's degree in international trade and commercial law from Durham. I think guys call it Durham. Yes. Even though those of us who did not go there, we want to call it Durham. Durham University in the United Kingdom. She is the founder and host of the Trading Without Borders podcast, a podcast dedicated to accelerating and advancing the opportunities, gains, and impact of the African continental free trade area. So, you are welcome.
Thank you, Anietie. Thank you. And good evening, everyone. It's good to be here with you all this evening. It's good to be with you all this wonderful Saturday
Yes.
evening. And thank you for Anietie for inviting me. I must say, when she called me, I was like, oh my God, but we are here today.
Yes.
And so this is my first YouTube live. So, although I've been on TV before. But for YouTube, this is the first one. And thank you for that. So let's see how this is going to go.
Yeah, cool. It's just about the same, right? You just keep going and you go and then you keep going. So you're welcome. We're happy to have you here. I'm sure somebody will say, why are we bringing a lawyer to talk about relationships? After all, when you want to do divorce, is it not them you look for? But you see, the interesting thing about life is that the experiences that you have can be translated, can be transferred, right? You learn something in this field, you apply it in the other field. It's just like somebody who was once a mechanic will now become a doctor and say, this is how we used to deal with plugs, you know, these systems like maybe in the body that are plugged. Maybe now let's see how we can apply it. I hope I didn't switch that, but you understand what I mean. You understand what I mean? So yes, this is going to be a good time, and you're going to see how that works firsthand, right? It's beautiful that you will see how in something that you call a matter of the heart, it's a matter of the heart. So you think that, you should just deal with it on the emotional level, you know, because it's a matter of the heart. But you will find out that the precepts that you use, the methods you use in science, you know, that you use in everyday life, you can actually apply to matters of the heart. Yes. So let me see. Somebody said, I want to look at some of the comments right now, and I can see, let's see. Okay. Ubong says, what an intimidating what an intimidating profile. Well done, ma. More grace. Thanks, Ubong. If you have said only one person. Oh, this is interesting. Jay Marcus, hi. He says, I am actually interested in the commercial international trade. So please throw more light. Okay, she'll tell you a bit about that. And let's see. Edikan says this is a good Edika. Thanks for letting us know. So please, and if you're not available right, they can watch the show later so they can gain from this. Okay, and let's think that's about it. Or yeah. Did someone say I should bring a time? Oh, Debbie says no sound. Ephraim says no sound. If you can hear me, type 111. We're working on it. So just give us a few seconds. But once you hear me, please type 111. So we know that sound is back. If you can hear me, type 111. 111. If you can hear me, type 111. If you can hear me, type 111. Yay, they can hear me. Fantastic. Awesome. Thank you, Judy. Thanks, Ephraim. Thanks, Martins, for that feedback. Okay, great. So I'll read the definition I have here. Simply, communication is crucial in relationships and so on and so forth. Sorry, this is what I want to read. Communication is the of information, exchange, connection, process, ideas, sharing thoughts or feelings, right? Doing this exchange between individuals or speaking, right? Writing, through signals, through gestures. Okay, so the sound is off once again. No sounds. Dun, 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 dun. Is it back? Is it back? Is it back? Back? Is it back? Let me know, no, when it's back. Okay, it's back. Okay, let's hope this time it doesn't go out anymore. So I'll read that definition again. Communication is the process of exchanging information, ideas, thoughts, feelings between individuals or groups through various means such as spoken or written language, gestures, or visual symbols. So this is communication. So now that we have laid the foundation, let's get into the details. How do you think communication is important for relationships?
Well, communication is actually important in all that we do. It is more about how are you passing information across in a very clear, concise manner, and also in a way that the person that you're communicating to understands clearly, and it's not feeling like it's not confused. That's what I was saying. And the person is not making assumptions, thinking, "Oh, this is what you're saying." Passing information across in a very clear and concise manner. And I also added that passing information that makes people feel actually in a positive, feel in the positive, feel positive about information you're passing across, or they feel good, or people are not feeling down or feeling some type of way through the information you pass. Of course, there may be cases that we are going to have those times when it comes across in a negative manner, but as much as possible, how we passing the information across
with positive vibes.
Yes, exactly.
I like something you said about making sure that the other person understands you. So this is like making sure that, hey, it's not just one way. It's not I said it, full stop, I move on. It's I said it and I check. Do you understand? Do you get the whole context? Maybe even say what you understood, right? Because sometimes the person say, I get you, I understand. Then you say, tell me what I said, say it back. And then you now hear something completely different. That's how you realize, okay, this person gets actually what I meant is, and you say it again. In fact, in our African culture, because of how we try to be nice to people, sometimes somebody will say something, you did not hear the person. But because it may be embarrassing somehow for you to say, what did you say? Or I did not hear you. Or say that again. You now give an answer that you think is the response to something you think he most likely said. And you know the funny part, sometimes the person will hear from your answer that you did not hear them. But because they also do not want to embarrass you, they
just flow along with it.
Oh my goodness. The problem with that is that communication is not complete. Because for it to be complete, I have to say, you have to hear, you have to understand, and then I have to get feedback so that we are on the same page. So you can just look at it like, let's be on the same page, right? So somebody will say, okay, for relationships, why should we even be looking into these details of communication? What do we mean by effective communication in relationships? When should we bother? Is it after we get married? Is it before we get married? And so on. So, which parts of life and relationships do you think communication is the most crucial? As in, or pick any one that you like, and then tell me why.
Well, I'll say all the parts, all the phases of relationships, communication is really key. Before marriage, of course, after, during, after, should I say after marriage or during marriage? Communication is very important because you want to ensure that the person you're relating with understands you clearly. Both of you, you know what information you're passing across. You also get what the person is trying to pass across to you, and at the end of it, it's able to help you to make a decision, help you to arrive at the person, to ensure that whatever you're communicating or whatever the information that the other party, don't let me use other party, so they bring it out to, don't take it away from law and bring it out to whatever the other person is on passing also across to you. Both of you are able to arrive at a decision that's clear, and you know that, oh, this is my goal, this is where I was heading to. And if you don't arrive there, maybe okay, then you then take another decision, like, okay, what do I then do in this instance?
Thank you so much. It's important that both parties. It's nice to say both parties, because you have to acknowledge the fact that it's not just you, it's everybody. Everybody's involved in this, right? You and the person you're communicating with have to be aligned. You have to be on the same page and so on. Now you see what you also mentioned, that it's important at every part, at every phase of the relationship. So like when people are still single, in fact, before at this single one, then let's look at the different parts of the single, because some people say, oh, I'm single, and then some people say I'm single and searching. Some people say I'm single and unavailable. There are different classes, right? But you actually need communication from even before you are in a relationship, in quotes, even before somebody has asked you out or you have asked somebody out and you seem to be committed to a particular person, right? Like I'm going out with this person, or this person is my boyfriend or my girlfriend, or I'm courting this person and all of that. Before you even get there, you still need communication. Absolutely. Because if you don't do communication well, you will not be able to find out what kind of person is this person. Should I even be bothering to get into a relationship with them?
Very important, because just like you said, there are different aspects of you being single. Maybe single and not unavailable, single and available. Whatever the case, whatever the phase you are, you need to communicate. So that is what is going to help you take a decision. Oh, this person has approached me. Let's say, should we use ladies now? You get different guys coming to you, okay, they want to have a relationship with you. It is communication that helps you to pass your own information across to the person. Are you going ahead, or am I not going ahead? So with communication, you're looking at, okay, this person, you look at the face value. Oh, I don't think this person is for me. This person doesn't fit what I'm looking for in respect of relationship or maybe future to marry. Then how do you pass that information across in a very polite and nice manner that the person is not feeling like, oh my God, by the time you speak and the person feels like
that you brought them down to ground zero.
Like they are not even feeling, you made them feel less of it. Passing the information in a very polite manner as much as possible is very key. That the person understands that, oh, okay, this person has said no. She has clearly made her intentions known to me. So what do you want to do? Do you want to say, oh, sorry, I can't date you, or however we want to pass it, and you look at it like, okay, I can't date this person, I can't be with this person, but we can maybe be friends, or we could have some business. Okay, because I'm a business person, so relationship, and passing that off, that is very key. And okay, then moving on from that, like, okay, with the face value, you said, but you've seen somebody and you look at just the face value, okay, I want to get to be with this person, I want to be in a relationship with this person. You're also going to communicate that. How do you communicate that clearly? And the person understands that, okay, fine, we're going to be together, but this is what I'm looking at. Okay, maybe after some time, like, this is what I'm looking at for the future. This is what I'm looking at to settle down. These are my values. How do you communicate that so that everybody is on the clear path and somebody is not just towing along, and somewhere along the way or along the line, person was like, oh, I thought we were flowing. I thought we were going to end up settling. So how do you pass that information across, or how do you elicit information out of that person to know that, okay, this person, okay, we are together now. Does this person, do our values align? Do we share same or similar? We might not have same values, but we have similar values. You may not be able to discover that just Facebook, maybe in the process of you dating the person, and you now look, okay, we share similar values. Oh, this is what I think. This is what I'm looking at the future. Okay, if I want to settle with this person, that's if you people are heading towards. If the person has also communicated to you that I'm looking at settling with you, I'm not just dating for the sake of. So you need to know that.
Yeah.
Or I thought that's okay. This is what I'm looking at. This is the
Yeah.
kind of place I think I want to live. This is the kind of place that we think our children should go to. Getting out those information is very key, so that everybody, we're all on the same page.
I like how you put it, because what you have clearly said is that clarity is very important. Everybody needs to know, what are we here for? What are we doing here? There's no case of, well, we're just together, we're just hanging out, let's see how it's going, or you say, oh, it's complicated, we can't quite define it, or well, we just like being in each other's presence. You give some of those funny answers when people ask, what is it, what's happening between the two of you? I notice that you are often with this person, what's going on, and you cannot give a clear answer to what you are doing with the person. Oh, please, there's a problem. Oh. You should be able to give a clear answer, and something that is really important. Please, you people, help me look at this matter, guys, and tell me what you think about this. Some people think that you need to get into a relationship, right? Like become someone's boyfriend or someone's girlfriend, and then you will get to know the person, and then you get to know whether this is the kind of person you want to marry. And if you find out that yes, this is the kind of person, then you people can progress to the next levels of the relationship. But if you now find out that this is not the kind of person, you will break up with the person, then you will take some time to recover before you get into the next relationship. Are you people on board with this method? If you are on board with that method, please, let me know, because I have a different view on this matter, and I'll tell you why communication is so important. For that's my view. So the view I have is that, you know how you can do things in series. You talk about in electrical stuff, you talk about series, and you talk about parallel, right? You can do things in series. You line them up one after the other, one after the other. Or you can do things in parallel, where you can be exploring multiple at the same time. So I look at it like, at this stage where you are not in any relationship, what you should actually be doing is more like a parallel evaluation of the people that are in your life. So like, I have 5 friends that are guys. Do I need to date each of them one by one to know if this one is right for me, or if that one is right for me? Maybe if I use 6 months, then for 5 people, that's 30 months, right? That's like 2 years plus before I get through the 5 of them. And then maybe after the 5, I'll now find out that none of them is the right person, because of the approach. And this is why some people have so many exes, because they needed to get into relationships to be able to find out if somebody is right for them. But effective communication can save you time, especially for people, and maybe the younger people will be like, please, I have time, I don't mind. Yes. But if you're older, like if you're a mature single, you really need this approach I'm talking about, where you are evaluating people in parallel. So you use effective communication to be able to find out about these people. What's this guy like? What's this lady like? What are their values? What are their beliefs? Are we on the same page when it comes to this issue of life or that issue? This thing that is very critical, very important for me. Are they aligned, or are they on the opposite side? There's some football fans that they cannot marry somebody from from another, that is a fan of another club. So for those kind of people, you have to use effective communication to find out which club is she a fan of before you go and say, I want to get married to you, and then you now be fighting in the house every time there's a football tournament. You don't need that. So you can actually use effective communication to screen like person one. Let's see what is this person about and how. I just have a conversation. Just find out what are you like. Maybe just sometimes, and it doesn't always have to be that you're talking to the person. No. Sometimes it could be that you're observing how the person is talking to other people or how the person is acting. Because remember, you know that definition exactly. That definition. Yes. Mannerisms, body language. Eh, Thank you very much. Tone, everything. How is this person? That's why they say go to plenty places with the person so that you see how they are in this place. How are they in the market? How are they in class? How are they?
Pressure.
Yes.
You see how they react. When the person is calm,
Mhm.
you see how
Yeah.
is able to help you take a decision.
Yes. So the good thing about that approach is that if you now find out in the process of your parallel evaluation that this person we don't even align, there's no point. You know that there's no point, so you don't bother going into the relationship. You have saved yourself 6 months and recovery time, maybe 2 months for recovery. So you saved yourself 8 months. Okay. So we're going to take a short break now and then we will come back to comments. So while we're taking the break, please, if you have a view that you would like to share on this series versus parallel, go ahead and drop it in the comments and we'll get to it once we return from the break. See you after.
Dive into the world of limitless possibilities with Broken Walls Media, the one-stop destination for unparalleled media and broadcasting excellence. Immerse your audience in captivating live experiences that breaks down walls and forge unforgettable connections. Our seasoned team ensures every moment is a masterpiece, from concept to execution. Step into our state-of-the-art podcast studio, where innovation meets sound. Craft your narrative with top-notch equipment and acoustics, turning every word into a symphony of ideas. Your story amplified. Elevate your productions with our cutting-edge equipment. From cameras to lighting, we provide the tools to turn your vision into a reality. Quality is our commitment. Success is our guarantee. Welcome to Broken Walls Media.
Okay.
Dive into the
And we will go right into the comments because we had a number of comments coming. Yes, I remember one of the comments was that we have 5 love languages. We should go back to that one. We have 5 love languages, and this person was asking, where does communication fall in the 5 love languages? The thing about communication is that it is not just verbal, it is verbal, it is action, it is non-verbal, it cuts across different spheres, right? So when you look at the 5 love languages, you'll find out that all of them are ways of communicating. What are you trying to communicate? You're trying to communicate love to this person that you say you love. So it's now, which method are they going to hear you loud and clear? So
whatever love language that is
Mhm.
you need to communicate
Mhm.
clearly.
yeah.
So the person understands that if it's acts of service that you
Mhm.
like,
Mhm.
let the person know so that you're speaking, you're not speaking something else like maybe I like gifts, but whereas it's act of service, and that's what he can get or she can get from
Yes.
your body language or
Yeah.
whatever you have communicated. So if the person does not, then you say it clearly. Oh, I thank you very much. I like this, but I think what I really enjoy is act of service. You open out with it, and if it's quality time, let the person know. Because sometimes we just assume, oh, the person should know. No, I think that's where sometimes that's really where we have issue where like assumption. The person should know. This is what is expected.
Yeah.
Some people don't know.
Yeah.
That's
So
the thing.
you have to
need
communicate.
I enjoy quality time.
Yes.
And the person takes you somewhere that both of you just outings and you don't get to spend time with each other. Maybe I go to crowded places, group, and you are not. And the person just, oh, you love to go out, and you're like, oh, and you need to let the person. Yes, I love to go out, but quality time where we can actually sit, talk to each other, spend time. And we're not that every time we go out, we're in groups, we're in a crowded place, and then you now start some form of resentment outside, like this person doesn't even understand me, or that. So as much as possible, communicate it clearly.
So that means
no assumptions, no you should be able to draw it out from what I'm doing.
So from it's the summary of this is that communication is both a way of letting the other person know what your love language is, finding out what their love language is, and communication, call it this, put it this way: the love languages are enablers for communicating your affection for the person or to the person that you love. So they all come in. All right, so we'll go to the next interesting comment there we have from Sanusi Shegun. Sanusi Shegun says, speak life into your relationship. Be kind to people you are still trying to figure out who they are. Do not listen to what naysayers say about a person you barely know. Know them for yourself. Thank you so much, Shegun. All of these are so important. Yes, and communication will help you to achieve those things that Sanusi Shegun has listed. Very Friend says, how do I know that what I am communicating is what the guy is receiving?
You just need to confirm. For me, you have just said something and the person seems like, okay, but you need to, if you're not sure that the person understands, you need to ask, speak, like confirm, do you understand? And if the person says yes or oh no, I don't understand, then as much as possible, break it down. Like, this is what I'm trying to say. It's as simple as saying it, speaking it, and not just leaving it to the person to draw to inference from whatever you're saying. That's so that there is no conflict or there's no resentment whatsoever. Just speak, ask.
And another thing is for you to check what's the reaction, because sometimes you say something you are expecting, this person should be okay with what I've just said, but you see them getting very upset about it. Then you need to find out, wait, what did you hear? This is what I said, and then let the person tell you what they heard. Because
in that you might find out that your body, you might be communicating, your non-verbal communication might be different from what you're speaking.
Or there are biases on the side of the person.
So you need to also look at it from the lens of that person. Like, okay, if you look at it from why is this person taking this thing this way? Why is it taking, this is not what I mean? Then you can look at it from your own angle. Like, okay, is that how did I communicate that? How did the person receive it? Is it that I communicated in a way that made the person feel like the person became defensive because of my approach?
Let me give you an example. Once upon a time, a long time ago, my husband, I said something, in the morning before we went out for work and all of that. So I went about my business, and in my mind, everything is well, everything is beautiful. And then I got back in the evening, by the time we were all at home, I noticed that the mood there was some kind of tension, so I'm like, what's going on here? So I now had to try to probe to find out, is everything okay? Then my husband now just came up with, this is what you said in the morning, and something, he was really making a case, for this is what you said, and these are the reasons why I have a problem with what I'm like, is it that's what I said? And he's like, I said, no, that's not what I meant to, So obviously he misunderstood, right? Meaning, someone can say he misunderstood, but you can also say I miscommunicated. Because it's very easy for us to say misunderstood me and make it look like it's the person's responsibility. But maybe how I said it, maybe it's the words I used. Maybe it's how distracted I was. It could be anything. So when you see that what you thought would come out is not
a nonchalant attitude.
Yes,
something that should come up
exactly. So you need to check what's really going on here. Please tell me, help me understand why there's this feedback that I'm getting, which I'm not expecting. And then where you see that you were not completely understood or there was some form of miscommunication, please take the time to break it down in very simple terms until the person gets it and you guys are back on the same page. Main point is you are trying to get back on the same page. So please, you have to use communications to help your screening. Okay, let's take some of the comments. You have to use communication to help your screening process to know what is somebody about and are they the kind of person that I would like to be in a relationship with before the person even comes along, right? For you to say, okay, yes. Sometimes someone will say, well, I don't have the opportunity. The person just walked up to me. I met them for the first time and they asked me if I'll go out with them. You know, there's no hard and fast rule that says, oh, you should tell the person, give it the person a particular response, but you can pace it such that you get the opportunity to find out a little more about them before you start committing to a relationship. Communication is about helping you to make the next decision and the next decision and the next decision. And the decision could be, should I go out with you? Exactly. Do I go out with you? Or do I go on the next date with you? Or do I meet up with you somewhere? Do I follow you to church? Or do I follow you to your friend's house? You know, communication will help you find out, are we at the point where I feel safe and comfortable doing this next thing?
Absolutely.
Right? And then, of course, you will come to the point of proposal. Should I say yes when this guy comes with this proposal? Communication, if you did it well.
I think you should also communicate. You don't like public proposal or private, I think you should communicate. Let the person know okay, I guess that from your interaction, you will know the kind of person you are, whether you're a private person or a public. So don't go and propose publicly to somebody that doesn't enjoy.
And the person will just freeze.
Like, what is going on here?
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. And just run away.
So maybe you should also be communicating that this is what I like, some sort of my own kind of space. I don't want too much of noise and then public and everything. And so those are things that you need to communicate that in your interactions.
Yes. So preferences have to be communicated. Yes. Likes, dislikes. I saw a comment that was just there now, so we'll go to that. Likes, dislikes, you know, taboos, everything. And it's not just about two of you. Sometimes it's about your family. You know, some people say, I can't imagine. Maybe you can't imagine. I went to their house and this is what the guy's mother asked me to do. How, you know? Or sometimes it's the mother that is saying, can you imagine the irresponsible girl that my son brought for me to, you know, that he says wants to be his wife. That tells you that the son didn't do a good job in prepping the girl. If not, you'd have told her, my mother is going to ask you to do this, so, you know, just get ready.
Culture in our house.
Exactly.
Yeah, sometimes understanding even like the fact that our diversity, we are intertribal, and you go to one tribe that everyone, this is how they die. Like, no, this is how they. So, both of you should have been able to work that out.
Yeah.
Before then you're moving on to the next stage, or you want to, so everyone is clear.
Okay, great. So we have some more comments. Ephraim says, not vocalizing in relationships or between partners will always be a stumbling block in any relationship. It is the one way to grow together and not apart. Ephraim, thank you so much, because your comment here has taken us straight to the part of people who are already married. How do they sustain the love? How do they sustain the romance in their relationship? How do they keep things going? How do they make sure that at any point they are still in love with each other? It's communication, no. And Ephraim has said it very clearly. It is communication that will help you to grow together and not apart. Okay, Ibiam. Thank you, Ephraim. Ibiam says, wow, okay, this communication is not only words, but actions, also with the aim of creating a bond. Yes, you are so right. Thanks, Itoro. We see the fire emojis. And Samuel says communication is one tool that will strengthen a bond for sure. And Jason says, I think emotional intelligence plays an important role here when talking about communication.
Yes. To communicate, how to communicate.
Yes. What to say, when to say it. Not is in my head. So
this period, the person, everyone is heated up and you're trying to say something. I think sometimes you look at, okay, I think we can discuss this later when the tension, everyone is calm and there are no heated exchanges and all. So it's very key. And also how do you pass the information across? Even if sometimes you need to have some very, do I call it, serious and very necessary information that may not be pleasant, but you also need to know how to communicate that information.
In fact, for people who are married, one of the most difficult conversations to have is when you want to start discussing the budget or how the money was spent and stuff like that, or when you're checking, okay, we had this amount, how did we spend it? Did we invest it? Did we that, or somebody has something that they really want for themselves. It's not really adding to, it's not a necessity for the family, but the person really wants it. How do you justify it in the family budget?
Both of you should have actually, even before getting married, like you should have been able to express, maybe, so let's say your relationship with money. What sort of how do we, concerning money or spending, are you the type that, oh, I love this, let's go for it, oh no, let's save, let's invest? So both of you need to know, this is where we are concerning money, this is what I believe, this is in respect of spending, this is my own values. So if we happen to be poles apart, how do we reach a compromise? This is okay, you want this, okay, maybe we can go with it this way, I want that, maybe we can have savings, you want to invest, let's have some sort of savings or investment account. Oh, somebody wants to splurge, I love to buy this, let's have some sort of, so everybody is not resenting each other. I mean, I think there should be a middle ground.
Okay.
For
there should be, but really, even people that have the same views, will still have issues to drag. We'll still have issues. Yes.
Because
okay.
So going to have to start with when to reach compromises and all.
Exactly. So just be ready for the communication. Some may be tough, but they're important. And if you just know that, hey, the aim here is to reach this goal. What is your goal? Both of you align that we are trying to get to our goal. Then you work together patiently, iron out the different issues, right? And then keep going until you have reached the resolution. So we have a couple of questions that we want to take, and we'll start with Ibiam. Ibiam says, can you sacrifice or adapt to someone that doesn't understand you because you love the person? Ibiam! Oh my goodness. So understanding is so important. Let you take a stab at it first, and then I'll add my 2 cents.
Okay, I think for you need to understand that that's going to require some work from you. If the person finds it hard to understand things, or some people, everybody's quotient, should I call it quotient, is different. Some people are very, very quick in picking things up. Some people are, should I say, slow learners or slow learning, or they understand, or
maybe their own way of processing the information is different.
Wow. So for that, you need to be patient. And if you decide that, oh, I love this person, I want to be with this person, but this is just the issue, then you're going to have to be patient, and you take your time to actually always have to express yourself. This is what I'm communicating, this is not what I mean. And you also ensure that the person speaks back, or the person communicates, passes on information to and tells you that, oh, okay, now I understand, so that you are not
you are trying to be very nice, and that the niceness,
because he said if it loves the person,
because it's because of love.
Otherwise it's hard work.
So exactly
to be explaining
exactly,
you get
it's hard work. It is hard. You love the person, but it is hard work. She has said it, and I am buttressing the fact that it is hard work. How long will you be able to do the hard work for the rest of your lives? How long do you think you can do that for the rest of your lives? Okay, let's go to the next question. So it's for you to decide. If you think I love this person so much, I will do the hard work, then by all means go ahead. Very Friend says, how can we know what women are really saying? Because they can be telling you no at one time. If you back out, they will say you didn't try hard enough. Please help. Really interesting. Yeah, I think that in this day and age, anyway, I mean, because we have a lot of questions, I'll just go straight with this one. please, ladies, be very clear. That's just my advice to ladies. If I had a younger sister right now who was saying, what should I do about this? I'll say, hey, be very clear in communicating with the people that you are interested in or that are interested in you.
Nowadays, I'm not even
Yeah, I mean, we don't have time to be doing all this. What's wrong? Nothing. Are you sure? Yes. But then there's absolutely something wrong. Why can't you just go straight to what's wrong? I am upset right now. Why? Because this, that, and that. Let's start resolving this thing and move on. There are other things to do with life than to be sulking and waiting for somebody to come and probe and push and push. It can be so tiring. Please. So my advice, actually, I'm not trying to answer your question directly, but I'm just trying to advise anybody who was told, because I think sometimes these things are transferred. They tell you don't have to say it. If he really loves you, he will persevere until he finds out what
they're not persevering. Once you say no, it's moving on to the next
time. Because please,
it's moving on to the next.
Because sometimes people play hard to get to the point that they cannot be gotten anymore, because the people who were trying to get them get tired and move on.
And the girl is not wondering that. But he didn't try enough.
Oh my goodness. Because honestly, some ladies are still of the opinion that if he loves me, he will work hard to get me and so on. Have you checked the number of other ladies that are waiting for the guy to just say hi? They've said hi, they said hello, how are you? They've asked you about your parents and please be clear. Part of communication. If you're not interested up front, just say I am not interested.
Nowadays for.
Okay, let's see. Question from J. Marcus. Jay says, why is it that most of the women slack when it comes to communication? They have this unnecessary pride. This one I like the way you put it. He says unnecessary pride.
Sometimes I don't like to adopt a blanket approach to things. Sometimes it might not even be pride. It might just be she doesn't know how to pass that across, or there's some sort of emotions.
Please keep the question up. Let's be dissecting.
And she doesn't know, and it now comes up as pride, whereas it's something else that she's dealing with, and she's not able to manage that situation. And so she brings up one sort of attitude or some sort of
sometimes
I now think it's pride.
I like the way you put it, attitude, right? Because sometimes it is that this person is trying to be nice to you, in quotes. They don't know how to just tell you up front and tell you clearly, guy, I am not interested in you, full stop, move along. They don't know how to do that. It can be really difficult. So some people say, if I say it the way I'm feeling, they may get hurt. They may say I've hurt their pride and so on. So I would rather just be posting him. So when you see somebody just wasting your time, please check is the person really interested, and get the signals. If it seems they are not interested, move on. If they are interested, they will tell you, hey bros, I was actually trying I actually am interested. It's just that, somehow they'll try to let you know. Yes. So please, you have to realize that some people may not be willing to do that whole drama of waiting. If you ask me, I would say as a human being, you should know what you're looking for, my sister. You should know what you're looking for, so that when a guy comes up to you and starts expressing his interest, you can test.
If you don't know, you can pray about it and ask.
That's why you should start the prayer early, so that you will know by the time the guy comes. Because it's not like,
help me, what do I do?
Okay, wait. If you are going to take an exam, like this bar exam, that's what they call it now, people's exam.
Yes,
do you wait until you get to the exam hall before you start reading?
No, because you've been prepared.
You prepared. Then by the time they ask you the questions, you just answer. Is it not?
Yes.
It's the same thing with life. You know that at some point you will get married. So why don't you prepare up front? Why don't you say, what kind of guy am I looking for? What am I looking for in a husband? If you're a guy, what am I looking for in a wife? And then you have it so much in your mind that by the time people start to enter your life, by default, you are evaluating, is that, and then you're saying, no, not this one, no, not this one, no, not this one. Then the ones that are remaining, you start to do some further screening by asking those questions. And then you get to the point where you're like, okay, these 2, or maybe these 3, or, and then when they now come to you, you can say yes, because you have done some screening before. Then after you get into the relationship, you can do the additional checks before you decide, are we going forward to courtship? Are we going forward to marriage? But there's some people that once they come, oh boy, you don't fit this. As in, you are far from it. You are so far from it that I cannot say yes. So you nicely, what you said at the beginning, nicely and politely tell this person, thank you for your interest. Okay, we're coming. Thank you for your interest. Thank you for your for even communicating. In fact, this whole thing to me, but at this point, I am not. You tell the person, find a way that is nice. Okay, we have some more questions.
I was even thinking that, okay, I think when we're even at different stages of your singlehood, an adult single, should I say mature single, probably I'll be like very upfront about it, because then you are more experienced in life, you've seen things, and you're like, oh, okay, this is what I want, and you just don't. Or like maybe a younger person that is still like,
you have time. Yeah, when you have time, you can say, well,
a mature single is just like, okay, this is what it is. Does this person fit it? This is what it is, and everyone just.
I think we have some more questions. Yes, please put it up. I say something about military. Okay, let's take this one first. How does upbringing affect ability to communicate?
So it actually does.
It is broad.
So
that question is like this.
Exactly. I'm not going to finish, but I think it just for us to unlearn, relearn. There are some things that we learn, maybe in a way. Some you come from a home that everyone is different. Somebody say, no, you don't speak. Like the person, you can come from a home that you're allowed to express your feelings. But I think as we grow, we should be able to assess, this thing, is it affecting me? Is it even affecting my output, the way I'm interacting or relating with people?
Yeah.
And if you feel that you're not able to, always first of all is pray about it. Feel that God should lead you to the expert, the people that can help you. There are some people that is what they're specialized in. If you feel that you have not been able to handle that yourself, then they help you, like, okay, how are we able to help you to draw you out to interacting with people? So it's also for you to learn, unlearn, and relearn.
I think
we all get to every stage in life. There are things that we are learning, we are unlearning, and we are relearning.
That's a fantastic summary, because the fact is, we cannot continue forever to blame our past for how we are behaving today. If you have found out that the way you are today or certain things you're doing today are not working, please, like you said, learn and relearn. If they always used to shout whenever there was a problem at home, and then you're now in a relationship with somebody who does not appreciate shouting.
You can find yourself doing some of those things unconsciously.
You're now in a relationship with somebody who cannot stand shouting. What are you going to do? Is it that you learn how to speak softly, or you forget about the relationship? Okay, so somebody says we aren't hearing J. Marcus. It says no sound.
This military question is very.
Let's see. J. Marcus says no sound though. Jay, we can see your message. We're working on it.
Oh, they said it's from his own.
It's from your. Oh, okay, all right. Okay. Okay, great. Jay, please check your settings. It seems it's from your end. Yes, thanks. So, Itoro says, question. How do you deal with communication if your boyfriend or girlfriend is in the military? So
we all know the way they are trained. So just be as polite.
So
you try and understand the person and know how to pass the information across. That's what I can say.
Yeah, but I just want, regardless of somebody's background or somebody's trade or somebody's professional path and stuff like that, a person is a person, and you still have to get down to what is this person about?
Exactly.
Who is this person?
You don't have that soft side.
Yes. How do they want to be loved?
The soldier that is always hard, everything. I'm sure the people, his loved ones, know how to get to that. They see that soft side of him.
How do they want to be spoken to? What's important to them in how I speak or in what I do? And you just check. Am I okay aligning with this? Am I fine with what this person requires, or am I fine with what it takes to be the friend or to be the boyfriend or girlfriend or wife, for this person? And if you check and you do your analysis and you're like, okay, yes, I can, right? Then by all means, you can continue in that relationship and be
that's
guided by what you know, right? But be guided by what you know.
About high risk,
yes, sure, yes.
Risk, and we're sharing something before we started.
Yeah.
About risk, about compromises really, and high risk,
relationship.
medium risk, and low risk. It's just like you advising your client, and you're looking at the risk in the transaction, and like, okay, this is high risk. No, this is something we cannot compromise on. No go area completely. Medium, we're looking at it. What's going to happen? I said, can we, if we happen to agree to this, what's going to be this? Okay, no, then low, maybe the effect is not going to be so much of like, but because we need to get this work done, we are still able to manage whatever. We can compromise in respect of this area. Whatever happens, it's not going to have so much effect on the transaction or on the client that's going to cause a destructive consequence or so.
It's interesting because I mean, when you're married to the person already, then these things are easier, right? Because as in easier in the sense that you're already in the relationship, you're already married to the person, so you're talking about high risk for choices in your marriage. But when it comes to you trying to choose the person you're going to get married to, if you like, go and do that. Which one did you call high risk? And then you just say, yeah, the person is high risk, but I'll marry the person. Then you will now be dealing with the high risk consequences for your whole life. So you have to actually check. In business, in investment, they'll say high risk. This is high risk but high returns. And then you say, well, I'll take my chances. Try it in marriage, or So then maybe some people now say high risk, low returns, but because you are everybody's getting married around me, I'm the only one remaining. Let me just manage and marry the person. No, high risk is high risk. So you have to please tread with caution. And remember that it's about your life, it's about your safety, it's about your well-being, emotional well-being also. Okay, so we'll take this last question because our time is done. This person, Emmanuel Edem, says, how can couples navigate differences in communication styles? Yeah, I think we've touched on that, Emmanuel. But really, you have to understand your partner. So it's easier if you upfront screen and check and marry somebody that you flow with, right? But if you have already gotten married to someone and it's after the fact that you are realizing that in the way people are communicating, you are not jiving, then it will be a good idea for you guys to start exploring how to come to a middle ground, come to a compromise, or maybe do it this person's way one time, the other person's way the other time. But really, it takes two. Two of you have to say, I am committed. Each person, I am committed to making this marriage work, right? I don't, it may be difficult, it may be tasking, but I'm willing to make some adjustments for this marriage to work, right? So you start to check, where are the areas of difference, Emmanuel? Where are the areas where we are different like that? Where are the areas where we have this gap in our communication style? How can I shift? How can he shift? How can she shift? How can we adjust so that we are on the same page, so that we find a middle ground that works for everybody, right? You actually have to discuss it, talk about it. This communication touches everything in relationships, touches everything in marriage. Unfortunately, some people think it's only kissing that people use their mouth for. You think, oh, I'm in a relationship, day one, day two, week one. And the thing is, once you start kissing, it will start taking you further down that path. And then you get to the point where you can't even be objective again. You can't even think straight. You can't even see clearly. Everything about the person is beautiful because you've been kissing them. Please, save your life and your future. Do proper, effective communication up front. And clear, find out, screen, evaluate, know where you're headed, and then you can leave those other things for later. All right, everybody, I think this is time to do a wrap on this show. It has been so interesting. It has been so wonderful. Your someone was asking that they want to know more about international.
Well, I think for that's basically about providing goods and services across the border, outside of your own country. It's either you do it intra-Africa cross-border, maybe within Africa, you supply goods or you provide services to other your non-nationals, or You do it outside of Africa. That's basically it.
Okay.
Providing goods and services across border.
And if they're looking for you on IG, what should they look for?
So that's M-O Mobi. I think that's Mobi. That M-O-B-I-W. That should be my name. Or simply search for, if anyone is on LinkedIn, Omobola Adekola.
Okay, so find her on LinkedIn, Omobola Adekola. Last one, Ibiam says, what is the way forward if you didn't put this communication into consideration before? Okay, we have just talked about it. Thank you, Ibiam. All right, so Zilly guys, the keyword is unlearn and relearn. You know what to do with it. So everyone, thank you so much for being with us, Omobola. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
It's been so wonderful having you on the show today. Thanks to everyone who is working behind the scenes, our sound guys, our visual guys, our everybody guys, and my wonderful husband who is somewhere controlling things from somewhere else. So yes, because he's just looking out to make sure that his darling wife is okay. I'm feeling so spoiled right now. My own is just come and sit down and be talking. Oh, this is beautiful. Okay, thank you so much, everyone who joined us today. From Facebook and from YouTube, and to everyone who will watch this show later and share the links with your friends. Thank you very much. That's a wrap for today. And remember what we always say on the show: common sense is not so common. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, everyone. See you next time. Bye.
Thank you once again for joining us. We hope you got great value today. Our goal is to bring you valuable information to help you make better decisions in your life and relationships. Please do not forget to subscribe, share, and like.